while since the Future album. Like that, Metro Boomin. It's been train, so to speak. That's what Drake says. That's what Kendrick says. Took a look at it, SEO angle. Another sunny day in Phoenix. And that's the thing. It's getting hot. It's getting hot out here. I want to talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar today. Who's winning the beef? Past rap battles, he didn't really have a good idea of who was winning the beef. The songs didn't come out quite as fast as they're coming out now. Thinking back to, obviously, Tupac and Biggie. Those battles, Biggie never really responded formally. So there's that. But now imagine if those battles happened during social media. It'd be a completely different story. So, since we have social media now, and YouTube and all of that, what I can say is it's instant gratification. So with that instant gratification, you got instant notification of all this new stuff coming out. And they've been busy. Kendrick Lamar is replying almost instantly to Drake on YouTube. That's where most of the stuff's coming out. So we got the numbers. And I made a video. It's gonna be coming out maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. But I broke down all the numbers associated with this beef and who's winning. Who was winning before the beef and who's winning now. And a lot of people probably won't like it. The fact of the matter is that Drake's numbers dwarf, no pun intended, Kendrick Lamar. It's a huge difference in numbers. And I looked at concert ticket sales. I looked at Spotify links, like streams on Spotify. They don't get paid a whole lot for Spotify. And you could argue a lot of different things. Like Drake been in the game for a lot longer than Kendrick Lamar, so obviously he's got more songs. He's been around in the mainstream for a lot longer, more fans. Sorry, I'm walking uphill. What I noticed is Kendrick Lamar is actually trending upward on YouTube though, because he's been putting out more songs rapidly against Drake. So now maybe in a year or two, he could catch Drake if he keeps up with it and Drake stays passive. Financially speaking, there's no comparison. Now I got the data. I use Google Trends. I use Social Blade. So I will be putting that video out tonight or tomorrow. I'm about 25% done with the editing. The actual video's done. I just need to add B-roll to it. Boy, walking up a mountain's kind of hard when it's hot out. So, what do you guys think? Who's winning the beef right now? Is it Kendrick Lamar or is it Drake? Maybe I'll try to put a poll in here. Yeah, I'm gonna start a poll. Who's winning? I think I spelled that wrong. Drake, Kendrick. We'll see what you guys think. Because the numbers don't lie, and that's the thing. When you hear people talk about this stuff, when you hear people talk about the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, it's emotional. Like, I'm more of a Drake fan. And, you know, I understand Drake's more my generation. Kendrick Lamar came out, I wasn't really that involved in rap, staying up with it or anything. Haven't been really keeping my eye on rap at all, but with this recent beef, it's like, man, I'm hyper fixated. Plus, it's all happening on YouTube, and that's my domain anyway. So we're gonna be looking at those numbers. And right now, I'd say the numbers on YouTube, Kendrick's really burying Drake because he's getting more content out. But even if you look at like the Vibes Only channels, it looks like he's getting more views there as well. But one thing is, The internet community definitely says Kendrick won. I see that in the comments right here. Kendrick won. That's what, yeah, the internet's saying that. But you got to understand, when it comes to the internet and commenters, anyone who runs a YouTube channel understands this. The people that comment represent a small segment of the actual viewers that you'll have, no matter what the channel is. It's always that way. Doesn't matter if you're talking about rap, it doesn't matter if you're talking about vitamins. Your vocal commenters always represent a small segment of your overall audience. So while there's tons of people reacting to Drake's songs and Kendrick's songs, it doesn't always represent the majority. And as we see, Drake just has more fans globally, and those fans might not necessarily be hardcore rap fans. A lot of those fans are going to be pop song fans, right? They might not even understand these Kendrick Lamar disses. They might have to watch some of these videos that are on YouTube where there's these lyrical breakdowns, kind of going through the actual origins, talking about what these lyrics actually mean. Because a regular civilian who doesn't really listen to rap like Kendrick Lamar, they're going to have trouble understanding that complicated lyrical style. It's a good lyrical style, but for the average person that's just listening to Drake, it's going to be difficult to comprehend that stuff. So I had fun making that video. It's going to be out tomorrow. I think it's going to be called Numbers Don't Lie. Kendrick Lamar versus Drake by the numbers, because we're going to go through all the data. And we look at 2023 data too, before this beef really popped off. And man, I mean, Drake was getting like a 50 out of 100 on Google Trends. Kendrick was getting like a 13 out of 100. And I think J. Cole was getting like a 7 out of 100. And that's the thing about Drake, he's just a business. Drake is a business. Drake is an industry in and of itself. Just like Michael Jackson was, Beyonce's an industry, Britney Spears, Madonna, who else? There's just certain musicians that transcend the genre. And, you know, Kendrick Lamar, I looked at the concert sales, he did well. He did close to Drake, but for example, I got the data on the Los Angeles shows, and that would have been at the Crypto.com arena. Drake did 2 nights, and he sold more than Kendrick Lamar did in 4 nights. And there's any reason for that. It could be something as simple as, well, Kendrick Lamar had a bigger setup for his stage, and maybe he couldn't sell as many tickets because of that. There was more obstructed view available. That data wasn't readily available, but man, to sell less tickets and to make less money in 4 days than what Drake did in 2 days, there's something there, right? And obviously Drake made more money off ticket sales in Toronto than Kendrick Lamar did. And this is all 2023 data. And Spotify, Drake has more streams, but that's one thing. For daily streams, Kendrick is not that far behind Drake. Drake is at about 45 million streams per day on Spotify, and Kendrick is at about 32 million. So he's right behind Drake. He's striking distance. And the thing about this whole beef is it'll be difficult and interesting to see if it actually translates to like more fans for Kendrick Lamar. Because I don't know a lot about him other than what I researched for this video. I've been following Drake since he was making mixtapes. And I'll say this, with Kendrick Lamar, it seems like he's more of like a activist type rapper, more of a like uplifting type rapper. That's what he even said in some of those diss songs. He's trying to electrify him while Drake is trying to pacify him, right? I don't necessarily disagree with that either, but it'll be interesting to see if he converts any Drake fans into fans of his own, and if he's actually going to be able to turn this beef into a monetizable commodity for himself and maybe put himself on that level. You don't really see that a whole lot anymore. With the internet and less reliance on radio and actual physical album sales, it doesn't really matter if you lose a beef like it did back in the day. I mean, there's people that'll speculate that Drake lost the Pusha T beef, but I didn't do anything to his bottom line, obviously. And there's probably still, if you ask 10 people on the street, maybe 3 of them know who Pusha T is, but they'll all probably know who Drake is, right? And that's kind of the difference between a rapper and a pop star, right? But if you're interested in seeing that video, take a look at my channel, Video SEO Club, tomorrow morning. Maybe tonight, we'll be live. You won't be able to miss it. Drake will be wearing a crown in the thumbnail, so you'll see it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for voting in the poll. And I'll see you guys later tonight or tomorrow.